Okay, so the time has come. We brought our EuroVan to Devin's car care because Devin is an old friend, but he's also a master mechanic, and he works on all kinds of machinery. Just look at this.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff in the shop here. Kind of a mix of things, especially when you get over to our van, which is not maybe the coolest vehicle in the shop, but it is hopefully in one piece. You made the perilous journey down here, so hats off to you.
Yes, I made it. Actually drove, but you should see the battery connection on the battery.
I've seen it.
Did you see that already?
It's bad, yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Devin, dude, good to see you, man.
Good to see you. How are you guys?
Morning. Doing well.
So, have you worked on EuroVans before?
Unfortunately. Yes.
Okay, but why unfortunately? Just the access points on it, or why?
Well, it's Volkswagen for one.
Okay.
The access is terrible.
Yeah. Especially in the van, right?
Well, yeah, it's a transverse engine, and a VR6 had that, so there's not much room in there.
All right. Well, we wanted to kind of you to look over it, and we need to get it like really roadworthy.
Sure.
You know, we don't want to see any warning lights and stuff like that. So we really want to fix it up.
I am noticing it doesn't look totally bone dry under here.
No.
I just noticed that too.
So what do you think that is?
First glance, without taking the belly pan off, looks like transmission, possibly a output shaft seal, axle seal. Hopefully that's all it is. That's relatively simple to repair.
Well, I don't like hearing transmission. I don't like hearing that word.
Well, these are not known for being trouble-free when it comes to transmissions either.
No.
But this one does actually go through the gears fine.
It does.
So at the moment, I think we're okay.
Obviously, pulling it in, you can hear the exhaust. Sounds like a race car. You can almost see through the
there's
muffler
something
here.
here. There's a line up here. I don't know if you could. Can you see that, Cole?
Yeah, the window into the muffler.
But it sounds more manly.
Yeah, it does give it a nice tone. It's not good for the fumes in the car, but
Okay.
and then also
Because it is a camping van.
yeah, you want that out the back for sure. And the rear muffler, I don't know if it's actually leaking,
It's just peeling.
but
It's peeling.
it's on a weight loss program. Fair amount of rust on the trailer hitch, but
So no towing, Andre.
No towing. I don't know how much these are ready to tow actually.
yeah,
But I wouldn't tow
no, maybe a bike rack
a bike rack.
would be all right. And I noticed the brake light was on. The brake wear sensors were on.
Yeah.
And honestly, looking at it, without the wheels off, the pads look okay, so maybe that's a wiring issue.
Okay.
We looked at the fronts as well.
Because the brakes don't like vibrate. You know, when I was driving it, the brake
That's
pedal
good.
feels pretty good.
Well, because they have the wear indicators on them
Uh-huh.
right here. A lot of times the wires get broken, and they'll turn the light on, so we can look into that. We'll do a resistance check on that.
Okay.
And obviously check the pads, but
Boots on the CVs look okay.
yeah, they're intact. Bushings look okay.
And I'm not seeing too many speed holes. So the exhaust is one thing, the hitch is one thing, but overall underneath it seems pretty solid. I don't think it's going to split in half.
Like the body itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no signs of rust. Just surface rust, looks like pretty standard stuff.
Nice.
Rack boot is kind of non-existent there. Probably want to take care of that.
Right.
To check the suspension ball joints on the ground, the upper with the torsion suspension, but all in all, it looks okay.
So fundamentally, we have a whole van that can be made into something good. It's not.
Well, all the parts are there, yeah.
yeah. So there's nothing catastrophic happening
At
so
first
far.
glance, once we get into it more, we may find others, but
Yeah, when Devin calls us with a bill, I mean, that could be catastrophic.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's
No, I'm kidding.
There's probably going to be a lot of panels coming off, so I'm sure you're
yeah,
looking forward to that.
unfortunately, as you can tell, you can't really see much of the drivetrain. It's all covered, so we'll uncover that. And
Well, can we just lower this?
Yeah.
Bell? Is that pretty easy to do? Like, I don't want to interfere with a lot of your work, but I just kind of
No, it's just step 2.
See, Andre, Milwaukee.
And also, we need to check oil. Maybe we need to change oil on this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it could use a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I think there's been some deferred maintenance.
Deferred.
You got a tiny little map of the Grand Canyon running through.
Yeah, we're
the
getting
outside
new
of the
tires
tire.
for sure. So that's coming.
Yeah, this is a regular old landmine.
But I did drive it
Look at
there.
that. You did, which is brave. Well, you don't need your front tires that much. They only steer and stop.
Ooh, Case. Look
we
at
got?
this pan.
Is it technically leaking if it's all being caught within the belly pan?
Probably not.
Recycling.
It's being recycled.
All right. So
Wow.
It's more than not dry. It's pretty wet. Oh wow, yeah.
We got some fluid everywhere.
It's just the wind that whips it around and makes it seem worse
it's
than
okay.
it is, right?
It's rust prevention.
Yeah. We're good. Yeah, we might have to
Well,
figure something out.
Devin, judging by the battery terminal that somebody like finagled in their garage, like I don't know, maybe somebody tried to change the oil in it by themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they just poured oil on it.
Maybe they just poured oil on it.
Alternators covered.
Somebody recently did a pan on it. Or the gasket.
That's the one part that's not actively leaking.
But I think the seal here on the bulkhead connector for the transmission is leaking probably. Is what they. And that's what all this is.
So what do you typically do to diagnose an oil leak on something when it is this covered? It's a genuine question for my own purposes. 'Cause
So typically we try and rinse it off best we can. I mean, we don't have like a great way of doing that here, but we've taken them to the car wash before. The other option is UV dye. You put in the system, you run it for a while. You can follow that.
Interesting.
Um,
Heard of that.
if leaks are bad enough, you can smoke test,
Right.
pressurize and see smoke.
In all seriousness, when something's driving down the road with leaks for long enough and it just gets whipped around everywhere, it's kind of hard to tell where it starts.
Exactly. It just migrates and spreads.
And also spreads backwards too, right?
Yeah.
With the wind, basically.
So, and then, of course, you start with gravity. So you start at top and look down.
Yeah, but it seems like it's wet
Kind of
all the way
everywhere.
up, yeah.
But it's definitely wet on top. So maybe valve cover. Yeah, so probably what we'll do is we'll rinse it off. We'll run the UV dye in it. We'll drive it and see if we can locate exactly where the leak's coming from.
So, Case, I don't feel great right now.
No, we knew we were in for some repairs even before we took it home because we saw the lights on the dash. But yeah, as soon as that belly pan came off, it's a bit of a bummer.
All right, Devin, it's been a few hours, and you have a list for us.
I do.
So, can you go over some of the things? Oh, what's going on with the airbags, by the way?
There's a short in the bag itself, actually.
Which one?
The passenger
The
side.
passenger side? Okay.
I'm not
So-
sure. The wiring is intact, everything like that. So
Probably just need a new unit.
yeah.
Okay, so that could be about $500 or $480 or something like that for the part. Okay, but then the leak. Did you kind of check out the leaks?
Without really digging into it, I know you weren't too thrilled about it.
No.
The main leak appears to be the valve cover gasket. I think that'd be a good place to start.
Because it's coming from the top, basically, and kind
Right,
of leaking
correct.
down. Okay. Then, what else is there?
Let's see if I can read. Yeah, so some of the steering rack stuff, we saw that one boot was torn. What all do you think makes sense to do with the steering?
The tie rods feel fine. We'll probably grease up the joint a little bit, put a new boot on there,
Cool.
and it'll live to see another day.
Should be pretty much good to go. And it's easy enough to replace the boot on that without having a...
Unfortunately, we'll have to align it afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's pretty straightforward.
Cool. Does the whole rack have to come out to do that?
No, it's just some fancy work in there, but
Cool.
we'll get it.
Right on.
And then the ball joint?
Yeah, the ball joint has got some play in it. That's a safety concern. We definitely want to take care of that. And if we're doing the tie rod already, or the boot, we have to line it. So.
And an exhaust system too.
Yeah.
Because we have to do that. I mean, we can't have leaks.
Yeah, you don't want the fumes inside the cab. So.
Plus, it's a VR6. We want it to sound good.
Can we put like a MagnaFlow on it or something?
If you'd like to, yeah.
Flowmaster?
Yeah,
straight pipe.
Straight.
Open headers.
Whatever you guys want. Yeah, we can handle that.
Well, I think this could be a family vehicle for somebody, so I think we should probably stay as stock as possible, I would say.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So we have a ground issue in the wiring somewhere. We're not getting ground. I checked what I could see easily. I checked the...
So the pads are okay?
The pads are fine. It's just the indicator light.
Okay.
Basically what it is as the pads wear down, there's essentially a little wire. It breaks the wire, opens the circuit, turns on the light. So we have an open circuit somewhere in the wiring.
Okay. So the brakes are okay?
Brakes are great.
Just that light. Okay.
They must have parked something
and the
else.
battery too.
Yeah, well, we need to do the battery. I was going to say they must have parked something else in this spot overnight because there's a few oil spots under the van.
No, that wouldn't be our
It
van.
wouldn't be us.
And just like that, our EuroVan is ready to pick up. How was it to work on? Was it some of the most fun you've had in the last couple of weeks?
Always is with these EuroVans, but not pretty straightforward. There was no real surprises. The only thing was the alternator decided to work intermittently.
Yeah, which, if there's a right place for the alternator to stop working, it's probably at the shop where it's being worked on.
Yeah, it was very helpful.
Yeah, so all things together, we really went through a lot on this. I mean, it was the airbag, the alternator, well, we messed with the battery, right?
Yep, new battery, cleaned the house battery up, tested that's all fine. We fixed the wiring for the brake pad warding indicator.
Right.
Turns out we had a broken wire, fixed that.
Nice. How was that to track down?
It was a little bit involved, but basic testing and eventually find it.
Got to it eventually?
Yeah.
And then, trying to remember, did we mess with a couple of the minor leaks?
We replaced one of the hoses, the oil cooler hose. It was like 3 times the size because it's been drenched in oil for so long. We didn't want that blowing.
Yeah.
We did the upper ball joints, alignment. Fixed the racing exhaust. So.
Yeah, with the little speed holes in it.
Yep, so that's all gone and fixed. Yeah, but it drives great. It really runs good, so.
Nice, which is a good deal. We were excited when we first drove this to see that the transmission shifts the way that it should.
Yes.
Because that's definitely an area of concern on some of these. Doesn't seem to be an issue with this one. So now, after all of that, we've got a good running and driving vehicle that we can work on getting detailed so that we can try and flip it for our next buyer.
There you go. I think it's a good candidate.
Yeah, well, thanks for spending the time on it because I know it's not maybe your first choice of vehicles to work on.
No, but it's all good. Happy to help.
As with the majority of German cars, it took a trip to a mechanic to make it happy, but now that it's sorted, it's running and driving really nicely. The coolest thing about driving this van is that VR6. It's a really neat engine, pretty rev-happy engine. So this van, all things considered, for the type of vehicle it is not very slow. It's pretty great that we've actually got a van that drives the way it's supposed to and sounds the way it's supposed to. Listen, man.